guys, welcome to our podcast. This is Brothers of the Ball. I'm your host Crispin Cam. You can follow me on Instagram. And my guest today is none other than the only guy I know from our generation that supports AC Milan. Kenan.
Hi guys, nice to be with you, Chris.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my show. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the space. Welcome to the man cave. Here we discuss everything football. It's been long overdue. Sometimes we do predictions as well, and we also play soccer. So we are veterans in a way, but retired early.
No, really veterans.
But yeah, man, let's just dive into it, man. The best league we're discussing leagues. The first one discussing here is the leagues. Let's start with the best league in the world, the PSL. The PSL is the best league in Africa. Let's just not forget that. Not in the world, but the best league in Africa.
I will say entertaining this year.
Yeah, this year it's been not too bad. I support Orlando Pirates, so we beat Sundowns yesterday. Shout out to the boys. That was a very good game.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I don't follow PSL that much, but I do follow Orlando Pirates. Buccaneer for life.
I can say it was a good game. You guys got a bit lucky yesterday, I can say. Two mistakes, unusual from Sundowns.
From Sundowns.
Yeah, players slid on the first goal.
Okay.
And for King ran to the in-depth mistake. And yeah, top quality finish.
I didn't watch the game, by the way.
I did watch the game.
I didn't, but I saw the score, and like South African media, and make a buzz when Pirate wins.
I don't know for what reason.
No, but Pirates is actually the best club in South Africa. It always has been. You can't tell me Sundowns is the new Manchester City in Africa to begin with. They just Pirates has a rich history, so that's why we support the club. I said supporting Pirates, the days of Lelombele and the guys like that.
But still, Sundowns has the same history as Pirates.
You could say that. It's arguable.
One Champions League each.
Yeah, but what I'm going to do is when I give a shout out to Petrus Motsepe, because the way he's run the CAF Champions League in Africa, it's actually much better and more entertaining than ever been before. And the good thing is, I think it's coming up again, huh?
Yeah, next week.
Next week, the CAF is back and it will be so entertaining. Look out for that. I'm looking forward to it personally.
Yeah, very interesting game.
Very, like you said. And also, if you saw the Club World Cup, there's about 4 African teams now. Shout out to Petrus Motsepe again. Because now there's more clubs in the Club World Cup champions. It's Club World Cup, eh?
Yeah, new FIFA Club World Cup.
Yeah, I think there's Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, they are in it. Casablanca, Mali, yeah, and those are Esperance Sports.
Yes.
Those are the 4 clubs that will represent us.
Africa. So, I mean, and then they made no mistake. Sundowns is the guys who represent. They're gonna play against Dortmund. That would be a hot game. Looking forward to it, and we'll do a video about it after the game happens. But yeah, let's dive into it. So the Premier League this past weekend, my club lost. Chelsea. As you can tell, I support Chelsea. We lost this weekend. We are very far from where we need to be, but we are in the top 4. Unlike some of the other teams like Man United, we can't even talk about Man United. But speaking of Man United, Kenan, do you think if Bruno Fernandes was in Arsenal, they could win the league? No. And you take out Odegaard. I saw you somewhere.
No, you cannot say that because they are in different settings. So remember, a player comes and adapts to what he finds around him. Bruno Fernandes would have been performing even at Arsenal, but it would have been a different player.
But do you think they could have been at the top of the league if he was playing for that?
It's impossible to say. Because yes, one player can change a team.
But give an opinion. Do you think?
It's still difficult to say. I cannot say it like that because he can change a club, but he cannot also make the whole difference. Because a league is a marathon. You need to have defense, you need to have offense and midfield. You have to avoid injuries because to have a fit squad also is part of winning the league.
That's true. Squad depth is important, which Chelsea has, but where are we?
We're not only depth, like fit players.
Yeah, fit players. But you need squad depth to win the Premier League. I mean, let's look at that. Like now, Liverpool are running away with the league. That's the only cup they're going to win, by the way, because I lost yesterday to Newcastle. And it was good to see Newcastle win a trophy after 70 years of not trophyless. Shout out to Newcastle for that. I think Alexandra Isak, and I'm gonna tell you now, if Isak was in an Arsenal team right now, maybe they compete against Liverpool.
You always put maybe. That's the difference.
Yeah, but
because the expectations are different. When you play in a higher club, they want you more. They ask you more.
So you telling me that if Isak is playing for Arsenal, they are not going to win the league?
He will be a different player than he is at Newcastle.
Yeah, with the tactics, yes, but what he offers the team, with the team of like Arsenal, you put in there Alexandra Isak, which by the way I think is better than Erling Haaland right now. He's more dynamic than Erling Haaland. And if you right now, I'm not saying like overall, if you put Isak in Newcastle, in Arsenal, I mean, they have a fighting chance to win the Premier League. They wouldn't bottle it. If they had Isak in that team, I'll guarantee you they can do something with it.
Yeah, but you also you have also to put in consideration that a striker is based on how the team plays around him.
Yeah.
Isak has the whole confidence like of Newcastle. The things that maybe the manager asks him to do are different than maybe what Arteta will ask him to do.
Yeah, but they say Arteta is the best young coach in the world right now.
Why do Premier League people like to attribute themselves everywhere?
It is. I don't think it's Premier League media. Obviously, it's Arsenal fans, the worst fans in the world, by the way. Those guys. No. You can let me in the comment section. You guys know as much as I do. The worst fans in the world is Arsenal fans.
I'll say Man U fans.
Man U fans. Yes. I don't have Austinia and Gidis right now. They would definitely argue this topic right now. But we can put a poll out on Instagram. The worst fans in the world, I can guarantee you now, is Arsenal. Listen, we'll have Austin and Gid on the next episode, and they're gonna argue this point very much so. So are we agreeing that Liverpool is winning the league this season?
Yeah,
they're not bottlers like Arsenal. They are gonna win the league. With Darwin Núñez, they won the league, guys. With Darwin Núñez. But that's the thing about Liverpool. Like the midfield is so good. Like I think in this time, the way football is not based on like the strikers anymore. Like if your midfielders is that good, you have the chances of winning the Premier League. You don't need like a striker. Although Arsenal is crying for a striker, everyone is crying for a striker. Liverpool, they don't have a striker that's banging in 20 goals per season. Their goals are coming from everywhere on the pitch. And if you have a very good midfield that provides you good goals, and you got your wingers like Salah and Diaz and Jota, where they just like shoot around, they're actually providing the goals. So the narrative saying that you need a striker to win a Premier League, which is what Arsenal is crying for, and Man United, which they desperately need a striker. But Liverpool did without a striker.
So to put it in accordance is, depending on the structure of the coach and what the coach asks you, but sometimes you can have three strikers, 3 offensive players with 15 or 10 goals. You can win the league with that. But you have Salah, he's just flying over the league, scoring goals left, right, center.
Salah. So Salah was actually my next point. Now that you've mentioned it. Does Salah win the Ballon d'Or this year?
It's too early to say it.
But he finishes the league. Let's say he wins the Premier League.
But still, you have Rafinha that is in the Champions League.
Okay. So Salah doesn't win the Premier League.
You have Mbappe also.
Yeah. So, but I generally feel bad for Mo Salah, because I just feel like Mo Salah would have been one of the second African player to win the Ballon d'Or. But the stats are against him.
How so?
He's out of the Champions League.
Yes.
He got cooked by Mendes. He got cooked by Mendes.
Very bad.
Yeah, it does happen to top footballers, whatever it may be. But we had high expectations for Mo Salah to take Liverpool all the way to the end so he can win the Ballon d'Or. But now he's out of the question for Ballon d'Or. There's no denying that.
But also depend on how the other players will behave. Because he can finish top goal scorer in the Champions League, but if the other strikers cease to score, but I don't see it happening.
No, it's not happening.
Yes.
Mbappe is winning the Ballon d'Or this year, no doubt.
I don't know.
If Real Madrid wins the Champions League, and they will obviously... No, but obviously, like the way these journalists they vote based on stats, and like how they robbed Ronaldo with many Ballon d'Ors, it's the same thing.
But if you look on the general perspective, the past 5 years, we can say that the player that always, like, we can easily say that the best player has been Mbappe.
Yeah, it's been Mbappe. But the stats hasn't always allowed him to get the Ballon d'Or. Because he didn't win the World Cup, which they gave to Messi, which there was a double touchdown penalty. That was a double touchdown penalty.
You have to get it checked.
It's very controversial, but again, it was in Qatar, so we don't know. But yeah, the best player since after Ronaldo and Messi and Neymar left, it's been Mbappe in this generation. But now we can argue that if you're looking at it right now, the way the season is going, who do you think deserves the Ballon d'Or?
If we stop right now.
If we stop right now, who do you think deserves the Ballon d'Or?
If we stop right now,
yeah.
I'll say Rafinha.
Rafinha.
If we stop right now,
Kenan's opinion, Rafinha, based on what?
Based on the performance in the Champions League.
Okay.
He has been very decisive for Barcelona.
Okay.
And in the league, always getting Barcelona out of tough situations.
Okay.
And he outshined Real Madrid in the Super Cup and many other games.
Okay. I'll put Rafinha's stats to date down below, and you guys can tell us if Kenan's shot is relevant.
Because one thing also we tend to forget in this new era, thank you to our dear brothers Americans who put its stats into consideration, it's the impact on the field.
Okay.
Those are the things that you only see if you're watching games.
So now where do you put Yamal? Because if you say an impact, the impact that Yamal has also on the team for Barcelona is...
It's great. It's a great impact. But
it's same to Rafinha, if you ask me.
No.
So if Barcelona wins the Champions League now and they win the league, and they play the way they're playing, both Rafinha and Yamal, the most impact player, and by the fans, and Barcelona fans will agree with me, it's Yamal.
If we take it on the general, Yamal, we can say it's the Barcelona of Yamal.
Okay.
But the player in form is Rafinha.
Okay.
Because if you take it in that way, if you look in most of the big games this season, what is the name that came out?
Yamal. No, man. I just feel like for what that kid is doing and the Asian is doing, it's crazy. It's out of this world. Obviously, Rafinha is more refined, and he's a captain. I don't argue with him. I think he's got great stats. And in the Champions League, I think in the Ballon d'Or running right now, if you have to pick a player out of Barcelona, I do agree with you. I think Rafinha is the one that will...
Also, one thing you must also remember in the Ballon d'Or race is when you have two same players of the same team, it's a big disadvantage for both of the players.
Just like how Vinicius and
because the votes will be scattered amongst them. Because some people think that Yamal deserves it for his age and what he's doing at his age.
Yeah.
And some will say that Rafinha was the best player of the team. So the vote will be scattered. So it's way better to have one in the race than two.
So that comes up to the one simple question. Who is the main man in Barcelona?
In Barcelona. It's the Barcelona of Yamal.
Yes.
But I'll say that the player in form this year, it's Rafinha. Because remember, when they give you an individual award, it's the reward of the current season, of your current form.
Yes, of your current form.
Yes.
Of which we can say the stats are for Rafinha. Yes. No doubt about that.
The impact.
Let me see if he's still recording this thing. Okay, still going. Okay. Let's talk Champions League. We're just gonna touch on two games that were very controversial. We're not going to talk about Italian games because there's no AC Milan. They got knocked out, by the way, because this guy.
We can still talk about neighbors.
So, Inter Milan, easy game for them. I think it was pretty obvious when they won the first leg and they came. They made it easy for themselves by winning away and then getting back at San Siro. You're not going to get there and just walk in the park there easily. And yeah, they qualified quite easily. It was for me, I think it was a very professional performance from the team.
Yeah, we can say
that is a Champions League heritage.
Inter Milan looked like
yep, very, very, very good. I can't even like say anything else about that game. That game was like professional winning. You know, these guys knew what they were doing. The game that is a lot of controversial, which I think we should talk about, is the Real Madrid and Atletico game.
Yeah. quite interesting game, very intense.
Okay.
Very intense. I think that all the big team has that little star that comes with them.
Okay.
And I can say easily that Real Madrid got away in that game. Like always, there is always something in their favor. I'm not talking about refs. I'm just saying that
that is a big allegation, by the way.
No, I'm not.
That is big.
I'm not talking about refs. I'm just saying that, like they always say that big players need luck.
Yeah.
But what we can call luck, yeah, I'll say like they have that little thing that makes the difference. That you need that little luck to win things.
I think with Real Madrid, man, the culture of the club.
No, you cannot say the culture.
No. I think when you come to Real Madrid, you know you're coming to win. I mean, we've seen this in the past many times. There's been better teams on like stat-wise what they're doing in their league. But when they come to Champions League, again, Champions League is the key. These guys, they know how to play that league to the T. Because how they beat Atletico in the first leg.
Mm-hmm.
Come second leg, which by the way, second leg comes Real Madrid. They are playing away because I can't talk about Bernabeu because Bernabeu is a whole different. That is a coliseum of football, man. If you go there, you are gonna expect it to lose because you can dominate the whole entire game, but they're gonna come back and beat you somehow because the fans, and I think for me they're the best fans in the world. The best atmosphere is Liverpool and Real Madrid. There's no better atmosphere in a stadium than the Bernabeu.
There is.
Like which stadium? Which one?
You can go watch South American games.
No, listen.
It's just that you're more exposed to European and
okay. Be European. Okay, let's say European. Which are the better in Europe? It's got a better atmosphere in the stadium.
Have you watched Lazio versus Roma?
I've watched Lazio versus Roma. It doesn't come nowhere close. They can't even fill the stadium, bro.
They can. They
not
Are
this.
Talking about
I'm talking about in the Champions League stage, the atmosphere that you get at the Bernabeu. The only place that you can get that is Liverpool, Anfield.
Okay. And what about Turkish clubs?
Yeah, the Turkish club, they go crazy. They throw smoke into the fans and they throw all those fireworks and whatever it may be.
But remember,
but the passion of the fans. You know when Real Madrid is playing. Let me tell you, the first leg, you can even go look at it. No fans were sitting down the whole entire game. They were singing the whole time.
But one thing also you might remember and you might consider is if you come at the Bernabeu, you're leading. You'll be playing in a cathedral.
Yeah.
It will be silent.
It is the cathedral of football.
No, it will be silence if you're winning. Like most of the time when those comebacks came
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's the atmosphere that those guys have. No. They know how to. They know how to give. You know when they say the 12th man, the real definition is the Real Madrid fans.
When they score.
I mean, have you seen Man United fans? They'll be bantering the players when they start losing. Real Madrid doesn't do that.
No, but
whether the player hasn't scored in 10 games or 5 games,
I
doesn't happen like that.
There is a great atmosphere in the stadium, but I'm just saying in terms of like, yes, there is an atmosphere when they score. Like they can overwhelm you quickly, like in 2 minutes. You get just outpaced and the stadium will be pushing. But in terms of atmosphere, trust me, there is stadium with way crazy atmosphere.
I've yet to see that in Europe. I think I stand by. Yeah, no.
If you're talking on the Champions League lads, I will say that Real Madrid got maybe in the top 3.
I'm surprised you didn't say San Siro, but anyway.
Yes, but I can say San Siro, but it's only in certain nights.
In certain nights.
I would say more in the past than in recent years.
Okay, so touching back on where were we? Let me put this back. Yeah. The Champions League game between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. What's your take on that rule? Which, by the way, I didn't know about. Did you know about it?
No, I also discovered that rule. And yes, it's been a few players that did that, but they got away with it.
So here's the thing, the rule, from what I've seen and have said, is that if it's during a game and the player hits 2 touches, like Mbappe will say 2 touches, you can retake, right?
Okay.
But now, when it's during the penalty shootout, there's no retake, which is unfair because when the goalkeeper goes off the line, even at any given point in time during the game, they can retake the penalty. So that rule makes no sense, and that's why we say that Real Madrid have shares in the Champions League, or what is going on there? Because it's not a clear line. Like I get the rule is the rule, because that also doesn't happen so many times in every single game that the player kicks the ball twice, 2 touches, and it goes in. Because if it was a miss, it doesn't even count anyway.
Yes. Okay. To put it into perspective, I'll say this. It's a bit harsh.
Very harsh.
Very harsh, because when you want to apply the rule to the T, because we know football, it's made of a lot of gray areas.
Yeah.
It's according to interpretations of rules to the ref. That's why you have a ref on the field. Because on the spot, the ref didn't say anything, according to what we saw.
But he didn't. I think the players reacted and said he got 2 touches.
They saying 2 touches because they know that mostly when you slide and kicking a penalty, there is a high chances of you touching the ball twice. So that's why they were saying it. But from what we have seen through the week and through the weekend, we haven't seen like a clear angle.
I'm gonna try and get a clear angle of what.
But UEFA released the tape.
Yeah.
But it's still very, very, very tight. But they say that apparently there is sensors in the ball that can
detect that you
detect.
had
but
2
it's
touches
still
of the
very
ball.
harsh because it's changing the whole dynamic of the shootout. It's changing a whole dynamic of a shootout because now we have to be uniform in the future of if anyone get a penalty getting touch.
like technology for me, in my personal opinion, is actually ruining the game of football.
No, not totally.
Like there are some things that we can be okay with, like for example the offside.
No, that's where my problem is.
Why? I think the offside one, it also needs some adjusting, to be honest.
Very big adjustment.
It needs some adjusting. Like you can't say someone's toe is offside. Like
no.
That's too minimal.
Because those are the things that you don't control and get advantage. Right?
Exactly. That I can agree with. But there's like goal line technology. If the goal is past the line, that I appreciate from technology. But things like VAR on some goals, and it doesn't make any sense to me because like the players already celebrated. Imagine all the adrenaline, and he must stop now and get disappointed. Like that one, I just don't like.
Let's put it into perspective.
Like that one is just ruining.
The reason why the goal line technology came in, it's because of some goals in the past. World Cup.
Yeah, the Frank Lampard one.
2010
penalty.
Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
That's why. But also, you have to take in consideration that there's a lot of huge stakes at it.
True.
Seasons are defined by it.
But now VAR is making mistakes too.
No, but that's where interpretation. That's where we need to give a margin of error. Like, we can say that, like, on eyesight, if there's an offside, we should tell by they pause an image, we see a player, it's offside. Not by looking by the toe or the neck or this or that. Nah, that's killing. If you look at the first leg, Paris versus Liverpool, they think Kvaratskhelia was offside because, I don't know, his calf was offside. But
it's marginal though.
What is the scientific value of that offside rule? Of that offside line? They've never proven it. So that's what I'm saying. You should, by showing an image, you should be offside. By eyesight, they should say, okay, this is offside. But when we're starting to zoom in to see what is offside, that's not an offside.
True.
That's my personal opinion.
So technology is we're still on 50-50 with the whole technology in football, because football back in the days was amazing. If you watched the 2006,
but it was also controversial.
It was controversial, but it was drama, and that's the whole point of the game. The
yes,
beautiful game is getting ruined by technology, and we can't just be like, that's okay. Like, you know, there are some things like the handball thing with penalties in the Premier League. Some of these players are not going to get 20 goals this season. There's no far.
No, but also you must take in consideration that yes, the VAR is there. Yes, they're making mistakes, but it's by trying to make it everything black and white that you go to interpretation and mistakes like that.
Yeah.
Because there's always gray areas.
There's always gray areas. I hear you. But Atletico can argue and tell you guys that, you know what, VAR has killed the game because that penalty would have made a difference.
A big difference.
And I think that's criminal. And Atletico had a tough week. They just played Real Madrid in the Champions League, 120 minutes. And then yesterday, they had to go play against Barcelona.
And his boys.
Do you know how tough? I watched the game for that Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, and you know Atletico was leading. Game. Very explosive, and you know they got tired.
No, I wouldn't say tired. I wouldn't say tired because they know the drill. It's been more than 10 seasons for some.
Yeah.
Your Jimenez, your Griezmann.
You should get used to it, but you know when you're playing it, I think the Champions League level is a different atmosphere to the league games.
Yes.
So obviously the amount of impact and how much energy used during that game to come back. One of the players actually said after the interview, "We're tired."
Yes.
They were tired. But you know, with Barcelona's game, again, professional win. They already knew that we are going through here with Benfica. The rest of the players in that game.
You still have to play a game.
You still have to play a game, but you know, game management is so good. Atletico has played 2 explosive finals.
Yeah. In
the space of what, 3-4 days? That's crazy.
And they're having again Barcelona very soon.
Again, and they're gonna get beaten again.
No, you cannot say that.
No, man. Atletico, you know, shout out to them for like giving Barcelona and Real Madrid to have like top 3 clubs in Spain, because for the longest time it's been just the 2 clubs. In between them going win the league, cup, league, Ballon d'Or. So it's just like you know, shout out to Ronaldo and Messi for that era, because we don't appreciate you guys enough, because now we understand how much you guys actually meant to football, because no one is banging the numbers or the performance you guys are doing, man. That's crazy. Yo, those numbers are delusional. I don't want to get to an era like that unless Mbappe can actually do it, but yeah.
Depending on the team he plays.
So yeah, man, Atletico Madrid, very apologetic of what happened to you guys this week. I think it's unprofessional. Let's move on to Serie A.
Yes.
Your club. Why do you support AC Milan, dude? Like,
nah, it's going back to when I was a kid, boy.
Like, okay, so like, you woke up in the morning and you're like, I'm gonna support AC Milan. Why? Okay, okay, which player or what time, like which era in time? When we were playing, like, you know, like when I watched Zola for the first time, and I was actually very young, and I look at the highlights back then, and my dad actually supported Arsenal, and I support Chelsea.
Yeah, but it's all depending on what you have been exposed to.
Okay.
If you come from British, like let's say English-speaking background, there's a highly chance that you're gonna support.
But you from a French-speaking background, so how did you support AC Milan, guys? I don't know. Like, this is very. I want to know which player made you feel like your AC Milan is my team. Because I remember there was an era where AC Milan was banging goals when you had Nesta, Maldini, Cafu, Dida.
But it was the best club in the world.
And you have Gattuso at that time. There was a very that was like.
You know, there's an expression.
That was an era that was like Italian football was at its best.
Yes.
At some point,
okay,
Italian football was the best league.
It was the best league in the world in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Everybody played there.
Yes.
In that league.
All the big
players played. The Ballon d'Or was in Italy. Yes. So that was.
But also remember, there is a financial part. Now England has the best deal, and you have the strongest and richest club there.
TV rights for England is good.
It used to be the case in Serie A in the past. But also, back to your question is, it's simple, your background. If today, do you have a kid, you expose him to Spanish football, he's going to love Spanish club. He's going to pick one Spanish club. I was more exposed
to Italian football.
When not really Serie A, but every time that I was watching the Champions League as a kid, it will be Milan on TV.
Okay.
like your Shevchenko or your
and
Kaká.
Milan was on TV, and Kaká won the Ballon d'Or, and Shevchenko won the Ballon d'Or.
You see,
granted,
so
it's just odd. It's just odd to see someone.
It's not really.
I've not met someone who says like, okay, you know what, I support.
No, you have a lot of Milan supporter, but they are not manifesting themselves because they switch allegiance.
Oh.
It's like back in the days, you had
Jose loyal.
there was a lot of Man U supporters.
They still are.
Still are.
And they went to Man City. Oh, it's crazy, man.
No, but I'll give you an example. For example, if you look in the past, there was a lot more, way more Man U supporters because also Ronaldo was there.
Yes.
Ronaldo moved to Madrid. In my background, a lot of people also changed to Madrid.
So move with the player.
They move with the players.
That's crazy.
So,
do you know someone who moves with the player?
There's a lot of them.
I know guys who support a team based on the players playing.
But that's as when you're a kid.
It's influence.
That's the essence even of football. That's the essence. Like a player who makes you want to go to the stadium.
No, I hear you, but like I don't think people should change their club based on the player moving out of the club.
Of course.
I like Eden Hazard and all of that. That's my favorite player of all time. And I've watched players before than Eden Hazard, but the way that guy played football for me is just remarkable. But he left. That didn't mean I'm not going to support Real Madrid 100%. I still like Real Madrid. I support that team in Spain. But my main team will always be Chelsea.
Yes, but
I love Ronaldo, but I never support Man United.
No, but
I never will.
The influence is different. The influence is different. The way you think, it's as a grown man.
No, but it's not about how you think. It's about you supporting your football club. You can't now. It's like you guys had the likes of Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, damn players, Beckham. A lot of great footballers came to your club and left, but you didn't say now because Beckham is leaving AC Milan going to PSG. I'm also gonna go support PSG now. No, you can admire the club is going to and watch the players football, but you still gotta love your club.
But if you look when Neymar went to PSG, a lot of people started to follow PSG.
Then those are diluted fans.
It's
Oros.
not diluted.
Those are Oros fans. Why are you an Oros fan? Why are you diluting yourself?
No.
If Neymar leaves, you stay as a Fanta Orange. You don't say, I'm going to become lighter now because now Neymar is playing for another club.
That's why some clubs buy big names to attract fans.
Well, those fans are not they're not diehard fans. And I think that's the problem with football.
No, but remember, the way you watch football and the way people watch football right now are two different things. Yes, because in the past you were waiting. You didn't have YouTube to watch all the highlights. You didn't have personal compilations of players. Those were.
I think actually, you know what I think. I think that when these big clubs buy players, obviously it's for marketing reasons, of course. And I think it's to attract the younger generation that loves that specific player and therefore mold them in supporting that club. But someone who's over the age of 18 and you're already supporting Man United, and for example, Ronaldo leaves United, you should not say, okay, now I'm going to go support Al Hilal or whatever.
No, but have you ever seen, before Ronaldo going to Al Nassr, did you ever see an Al Nassr jersey?
No, of course not. That's the influence, but we're not going to go support Al Nassr, we're going to support
but
Ronaldo
you watch the game.
You watch the game because Ronaldo's playing there.
Of course, that's how it works.
But I'm not going to stop supporting my club though.
No, still.
I'm watching football. It's like I would watch an AC Milan game versus Inter because it's a good derby.
Yes.
And I like the players that are playing there. And I can watch like a Juventus playing against Inter Milan. Yeah. It's a good game. But I'm not going to leave my club and say now because then my favorite player is playing there.
No, but if you take a 7-year-old...
Yeah, but for them it's understandable. But I think after you turn the age of 18, you have a club. I think once you buy your first pair of boots in grade 8, you have a football club you support. Stayed. End of the story.
Depend. Everyone has his morals.
Then those guys are not loyal to that club. Those are not loyal fans, and a lot of those fans are at Man City right now.
Come on, they have their history.
They have their history of like you see how now they have so many more fans.
Yes.
Most of those fans left clubs. I've seen Chelsea fans going to Man City. I've seen Arsenal fans. I've seen United fans supporting. But I've seen guys who don't watch the Premier League. Now they watch the Premier League because they like Man City because Man City.
No, but don't you think that kids who are getting bored right now, who are maybe 11 or 12 years old, growing up watching Man City dominating the Premier League, they will of course support Man City.
Yes, I get that. But I'm not gonna mold my children to support such things. They're gonna support Chelsea.
No,
it's a generational
thing. But like, remember also, you are supporting the dominant force.
No, but for me in my time, like I said, how I started supporting Chelsea, it was I had an uncle of mine. It's like you say, like every time I watched soccer, the
Yes.
Premier League. That's when the Premier League started booming.
Yes.
And the team that I saw like was Chelsea, like related to me.
Of
And
course, there
we
was
went,
Drogba,
we
there
went
was
before
Essien.
even Drogba started like cooking it up, and it was before even Jose Mourinho came to give us that thing. There was still a time I was watching Chelsea, and I supported the club. I like the colors.
That's what I was saying. Back to your background, you were exposed to more Premier League football than
Yes.
I was.
Yeah.
I was exposed more to Champions League and Serie A.
Yeah, but I wasn't exposed to Premier League football at a point where Chelsea was like dominating the league. They
No,
were
but
not. But
you-
I just like the
they-
culture and the football and
there
the
is okay when
because
you
the guys who are around me, like the older guys, like my uncle, he like the way he breathed and lived Chelsea. I was just
that's obviously an influence.
Yes.
But even today, but if there was a Ronaldinho maybe playing somewhere there, you would have maybe supported other club.
I don't even lie. If Ronaldinho was playing for Man United, maybe I'll support Man United.
That's the impact that they
But I didn't watch Ronaldinho so much like the Champions League. I only saw him in the Champions. I didn't watch La Liga. It's crazy, like relatively like that. But anyways, that's the story for how we started supporting the clubs. Shout out to Dele Alli. He made his comeback. Guys, it's good to see guys come back in football. And it was, he got out the pitch in 10 minutes.
It's not an easy profession.
Hey, it's not an easy profession. Personally, for me, I wish I was a footballer.
You wish.
If I had to come back and like the Chinese say, my second life, I'm not doing anything else but football.
Did you do everything in your power?
I did everything in my power to do it. I got an injury.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I got an injury on my knee, and I broke my leg when I was like 10.
No, but still, you
Snapped. Nah, I couldn't come back from it.
No, yeah.
But like you say, like those guys are very disciplined, so you gotta give them their props. But yeah, no, football is
you
not
have
easy.
to be willing to sacrifice something.
I mean, Dele Alli just came back from. He's been doing a lot of shit. So I'm giving him a shout out, and he's back again playing football. Not the ideal way for a comeback, and not the best. Like I also feel like Fabregas should have given him another team, not AC Milan on your first game back. The tempo was too high for him. 10 minutes in, he chopped his own body and lost his cheek, and he got a red card. Sad.
Yeah.
But he'll come back because that boy's mentality is like
if he
next
stays
level.
at Como is a outgoing club.
It is, and they've got a great manager, Cesc Fabregas, to play
Big
for Chelsea.
ambitions, they are willing to spend a lot of money. If they still head in that direction, they might do something good.
I think so.
But I think
I'm a big fan of Dele. Dele, shout out to you, man. I think it's a great comeback, not the ideal one, but I look forward to your next game. After how many games in Italy? 2 games. After you get a red.
Straight red card. It's 2 games.
2 games.
Might be 2 games.
Might 2 games. He'll come back. It's not a problem for him. He'll come back. So yeah, let's look at now the where are we now? We've done Atletico. I can pause here. What other topic can I add? We've done Premier League, Champions League, Ballon d'Or, Atletico, Dele Alli, Mo Salah pocketed by George Mendes. Yeah, that's crazy.
No, you didn't speak enough about
About who?
Mo Salah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just predictions for the Champions League.
No. We're gonna have to look at it next week. Oh, we're still recording. Okay, guys. Let's the main topic. I want to talk about Mo Salah. I have a couple of questions on Mo Salah. One, do you think coming out of Africa is like the best player ever to date?
No.
I also disagree, man. They gave Adama Lukman the best player of Africa 2024. Do you think he'll win it this year?
Personally, I'm not a big fan of that award because it's
So are you also saying like Jamie Carragher that award means shit?
No, like I'm not a fan of that award. It's coming from a good idea, good place, but there is a universal stage. What is the Ballon d'Or? So I haven't seen South American doing the best South American players.
That's a good shout. That is actually a good shout because when you think about it, we're the only ones who do it.
Yes.
In Africa. Because there's not like the best player of South America, or is there? Maybe we don't know.
No,
There
I
isn't.
haven't heard about it. We would have known.
But there's the best player in Europe.
No, there's the top goal scorer.
There's no best player in Europe.
No, that's the best player of the Champions.
And the best player in the respective league, but they don't have the best player of Africa, huh?
No.
Wow, I'm gonna do more research on this, but yeah, that's a good shot. Maybe that's why.
That's like.
But do you think? But with that said, is the thing that's goes back to what Jamie Carragher said that, and I don't care how he quotes it. He said that the AFCON it's got 0 to maybe like 5% value in terms of how they vote for the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, like the problem with that is
because if Messi wins the Copa America, it counts him going towards winning the Ballon d'Or. If any player in that team, Argentina or Brazil, wins that Copa America, if Rafinha wins the Copa America, it's good for him for the Ballon d'Or. And if they win the Champions League and maybe say finish second or even win the La Liga, it adds a lot of value. But winning the CAF, the AFCON, not CAF, AFCON, does not add any value in you if you win the Ballon d'Or. Because even if you won the Premier League and you won the AFCON, you're still not going to have a chance to win the Ballon d'Or. It's not considered in the voting of the Ballon d'Or. Who's trying to call me? Shout out to Moms, but we'll call her back. Let me answer Mom's call. Yo. Moms, can I call you back, please? Okay, she understands. So what do you think? What do you think that on that being said? Because they don't talk about it, but it is a thing.
So what I'll say is, it's only been recently as Africans that we started to put like on a pedestal our own competitions. Personally, I have the grace to have been exposed to African football, CAF Champions League since a young age.
Yeah.
In my background, my father, my uncles, we were watching African football.
Yes.
So we know.
So was I. That's how we love football. We didn't watch football from seeing Ronaldinho live. We watch people like Lofo. We watch people from back in the days playing in Tipi Mazembe, the likes of Pirates. That's how you.
The thing is,
it wasn't European football that made us love football. Just people know that it's not always about Europe. There were actually great talent, and there's been great talent in Africa, PSL, like other leagues. Yeah. In Africa, where we went to go physically to the stadium as young kids, and we're like, wow, the beautiful game. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mohamed Abu Trika. Surprising I played overseas, eh?
No, never.
Shocking. I thought you would have played overseas.
No, it was comfortable.
I think he deserved to play overseas, man. No, like, if he did, there's guys like him and there's guys like Trezon Puto as well. I would have loved to see him play overseas. He had an Arsenal drama at some point. I don't know what happened to that.
There's a lot of stories behind it.
Yeah, man.
You must remember to go overseas. Yes, it's the dream of every professional.
Yeah.
But if you're comfortable in your zone, you're a superstar in your country.
Oh, but some players, superstar or not, I would have loved to see them overseas. Like, I would have loved to see Teko Modise playing overseas. Like, maybe say Teko Modise in his prime. That guy was unplayable in his prime. Maybe even play for. I would have seen him playing for Arsenal.
But remember, the market back then and right now are two different, very different markets. Granted. But to come back to what you were saying about AFCON, in AFCON we produce quality. It's just that we're not marketing it enough.
Like how they are.
Example, AFCON was supposed to be played this June, July.
Yeah.
But we accepted to move it away to not clash with the Club World Cup. I don't think they will do that for a Euro or Copa America.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
But because also remember, African football is still growing. We need that AFCON every 2 years.
No, it is very important, and I think ever since Petrus Motsepe took over the whole presidency of it, I've seen a change.
Yeah, big change.
I've seen a very big change in terms of marketing, in terms of how people see football. I know, and people are actually arguing if people downgrade African football. African football is so great. There's so many great talents, and so always scouted.
No, but remember, to come back to what I was saying, we are not valued as a European.
And that is why we have our own African best player, which every other country.
I don't think it's necessary. But as an African, I'll just say we need to more advertise our own competitions.
Yes.
Our own stars of the continent. If we keep in that direction, like the last two AFCONs, I think those are one of the best AFCONs.
The last AFCON was amazing, man. Oh my gosh, that was one of the most beautiful tournaments, and the level of football that was there, it was.
We have
could argue with Europe as well.
Less stars in Africa, but more organized teams.
Yeah.
Compared to the past, in the past we had big names.
Yeah.
It's less organized teams.
Yeah. It was very unpredictable, man. Yeah. The guys were crazy, and I'm looking forward to the next AFCON. I mean, when you see South Africa, how far they went. South Africa went crazy.
But South Africa has been.
Congo went crazy as well. There were many surprise packages there. Congo, South Africa. Who was a surprise package?
South Africa wasn't really a surprise if you were watching.
Nah, it was. Bafana was a surprise for me.
No, for me.
I won't even lie to you. I did not think they were gonna go as far as they did.
I'll give you an example. It's been almost 4 or 5 years that I've been watching Hugo Bruce with that team. Before going into the tournament, South Africa was, if I'm not mistaken, 11 or 10 games undefeated. And
but when it comes to tournament football, they've always not met the expectations in most tournament football. With that AFCON, for me, honestly, I never had that expectation, and they were in a very tough group.
No, but this way I come back on. Firstly, as African, I don't know about you and other people, we are not watching enough of African football. I do. Every time there is an international break, I won't watch the league. I will do if I want to, but
okay.
I'll prioritize my African fellas. I'll watch Cameroon versus Burkina Faso.
And that's a good shot. I think we are not watching African football enough, and for those of us who are in South Africa, we have access to watching the African football. So that's what I'm saying. Like in South Africa, it's different because people actually watch the African football, and I think the TV rights are there for everyone to have access to watch African football.
Even putting a bracket on that on TV rights, there is certain broadcasters, big broadcasters, they will rather put you in the Nations League than the African qualifier. So how do you explain that for me?
That is a problem.
Because you will never see that in Europe. You will never see that in South
So are we not so broadcasters out there, are we not giving the youth the opportunity to watch African football? Because
it's not even giving the opportunity to what are the people what to watch. Like if I give you an example on the weekend, if there is Sundowns versus Pirates.
Yes. We should watch this past weekend.
Okay, and you have a Premier League game. How many people will watch Sundowns versus Pirates? And how many people will watch the Premier League? 9 times out
of 10 the Premier League. Yes. But the marketing there is crazy and big, though. No, but I just feel
because we don't
value our own leagues.
Our own leagues. That's where I'm coming back to AFCON. It's been only this, I will say, the last 3 AFCONs that we've seen a big growth. It's not like it's been a celebration for the past since it was created.
Yeah.
But more and more we can see when the AFCON is played, it's a planetary event.
Yeah.
It's not only a continental event. The whole world knows that there's a tournament that is played.
Yeah.
Africa is playing their tournament.
But do they care?
No, but now they do.
Now they do, because now obviously now we're more outspoken and you gotta give a shout.
No, it's because also your players who grew up in France, who grew up in Belgium, who grew up in England.
They're changing their nationality to play
because teams are way more organized.
So not because they're not good enough to play for the national team.
No, it's because also teams are good enough to attract them. As a soccer player, I'll give you an example. They give you the choice. You are talented.
Okay.
You grew up with your mother or father culture, but you lived in Europe.
Yes.
Now you need to make an assessment. Okay, where am I playing? Am I representing the choice of the heart?
Okay.
Or representing the sportive choice?
So, in essence, you saying that, coming back to that, let me ask you a question now.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the African players that are playing overseas, because with AFCON coming up right now, and whatever international tournament is going to be there, is we're going to see a lot of African players playing in Europe. I mean, just now we see the friendlies. A lot of France is basically Africa FC.
No, they're not Africa FC.
No,
They're
France.
French players.
No, but they are Africa FC.
No, they are French
listen,
players.
you can say what it is, but I know Mbappe is Cameroon.
No, but
some guys are from Congo. I can name a player for player.
No,
but I'm saying,
but
that's what I'm saying. You are saying to me right now that now African football is evolving to the point where now the players want to come back, can be attracted to come back and play. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, shout out to Petrus Mutipa again for allowing the players to say like there's value in playing for a national team and how our tournament has grown. Like AFCON, I think the next AFCON will be better than the previous one as well, because now there's more players. I've seen some players actually now coming back to play for their native countries as opposed to playing for like where they've got the visas or they're thinking in overseas. Like if you look at France, there's a lot of French footballers there that play for a lot of the francophones or the African, like the French-speaking countries.
But
this is getting political, by the way.
No. But let me put it for you like this: if you have the choice, if you didn't visit, like let's say for example, you represent what you know. If you don't have any roots of your country of origin, obviously you represent the country where you grew up in.
Yeah, of course. That is what I'm not arguing.
But that's what I'm saying.
That is
most
what we
of
have.
These French players, I don't know them personally, but
yes,
most of them they feel more French than they are.
Yes, which is fair. But out of like them to be given the option to choose and come play for Africa,
they had the option,
and they chose overseas.
Yes,
and that's what it is.
Two choices.
So. But again, you can still choose to come back and play for your African countries.
But once you played your international tournament, they ease up the rules of playing. They ease up the rules. Now it's up to 5, if I'm not mistaken, 5 selections.
Yeah.
If you are under 5 caps, you can still play for another country. You can still go back and play for the country of origin.
Okay. Fair enough.
You can still go and play for the country of origin if you have 5 caps.
If you have 5 caps.
Yeah, if you have under 5 caps.
All I'm saying is, I would have loved to see most of the African players playing overseas for the European nations come play in the AFCON.
No, but
just imagine Mbappe lighting up there by Cameroon. There.
No, but Mbappe of Cameroon would be way different of Mbappe of France.
No, but that's yeah, but still, like it doesn't add value into the tournament.
Yes, it will add value.
If all those players name or even like the performance is not going to be great at first, whatever it may be, but with all those players,
but that's where we need to improve as African.
Yeah, that's what we need to improve African nations. But like
going back to if Morocco, like Morocco is the best example we can give.
Yeah.
Morocco can easily attract players who grew up in Europe, who have their origin.
Okay. So basically, it goes back to being political based on the country.
It's not political. It's just organization.
So they are more organized.
Why would you go? Your family left 20, 30 years ago. You knew nothing about your country.
Yeah.
Why would you go back where maybe you left for X, Y, Z specific reason?
No, understandable.
Could have been war, could have been financial situation. Why would you go back at somewhere where
you have no home?
You have no home,
yes.
Or you suffered instead of playing for your El Dorado.
That's true.
But it's different in terms of Morocco because most of those players have played there.
Yeah.
I'm not playing, but most of those players have visited the country.
Okay.
They know how the country looks like. They know that the confederation is organized. You see, that's the difference.
So you can talk right now. I'll edit that out of video. Okay, so you heard it from Kenan. Very, very, very passionate about African football.
We need to watch African football.
We need to watch African football. We need
Even
to.
though you know, that's one thing I always say. You cannot expect the same product when you're watching African football and European football.
No, they know. The flavor is different. It's like
Yes.
it's like if you're watching PSL, that's it's got the Kasi flavor to it, and then if you're watching like
if you're watching
Spanish
Spanish
football, they've
you
got
cannot expect the same thing that you watch in the Premier League.
yeah. It's like if you're watching like Congo football, like the way Mazembe plays, like they play with different kind of flavor. Rumba, it's different. You can't. It's different flavor, but it's like I wish the flavor, like the world stage, can see how much Africa has to offer. And going back to Jamie Carragher, or whatever his name is, that man, is that what he said is just so I don't agree with it. I can name 5 defenders that came out of Africa that are better than Jamie Carragher.
What did he say? Because the most recent one is Koulibaly.
Koulibaly is way better than Jamie Carragher. He can only dream. That man haven't won a trophy. So they are better players.
I don't like to compare players, but you can say
band for band, player for player.
You can just say a high level African player. They've been plenty
that are better than Jamie Carragher. So Jamie Carragher, you know, we put in your point was made, and it just like you just stabbed Africans by saying that.
Yeah, he was a bit harsh.
A bit harsh is an understatement. I think he was rude by saying that, and especially what Mo Salah has done for Liverpool, and that wasn't good enough for you guys to say that, you know, the AFCON, if he wins it, doesn't contribute. And in fairness, there's some truth to that, because it's never been considered. Like, for example, now we have to have the best player in Africa to award our players who are actually playing overseas. Not even playing in Africa, they play overseas.
But you know, we're going on a very slippery slope, slippery slope. Sorry, because what you're saying right now is, when we're saying that it's never been regarded, you cannot say never.
It's never been regarded, though.
Based on what?
Based on like.
I know that on the market, African players are not valued as much as South American players, but still, scouts are
because it's someone will argue it's the gap in talent.
No, it's not the gap.
It's the gap in talent and what the player brings.
No, it's not the gap in talent.
And the history also of like, you know, like how they value players also, so it is not just like how the player's ability is, but also based on like the history of where the players come from, what they've produced. Like South America has produced one of the most expensive players because what they come with.
Also, if you the respect also they have comes from the fact they've won World Cups.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like they come with the football heritage.
You know, the thing is, you earn respect. The day an Africa, they start to respect us because they see more and more African nations winning at the World Cup. When I'm saying winning, it's we are on a good path, because in the past you had maybe one team winning games in the tournament.
Yeah. No. I think
if you look at the last World Cup, every African team had a W.
We have grown from where it used to be. I think even like with the new World Cup format, we have more teams before. The one before we gave what 4 teams? 5. I think now we're gonna have 8 teams.
And you know.
So that's progress in itself. That, you know, African teams now can be in the World Cup, and we're gonna have at least 8 teams in the World Cup.
No, but still, it doesn't change the fact that you have 9 more chances to go far and win the World Cup, while Europe have 18 more chances.
Yeah, but then again, it's like the Champions League format. Whichever league wins more Champions League, the more teams can come, the how big your league is. Like what the French leagues go by 3 teams that goes to the Champions League. The Premier League is go like 4, and it's more the wins. No. Did you know right now, as it stands, when you're saying that point, in the Premier League right now, there can be 11 teams in Europe next season. 11 teams in Europe.
But they'll have to win the Champions League.
So that's if Aston Villa wins the Champions League. It's a hard shot. But if Aston Villa wins the Champions League and they finish whatever numbers, 11th or 10th, they have to play again the next season. No. And then the top first, they have to.
It will be the top
Yeah, the top five.
There was 5 Italian teams
Yeah,
this season.
that's what I'm saying. Like, see, like the top 5 will go in there. Plus, Aston Villa wins the Champions League, and then no, listen to this. And if Chelsea wins the conference, and they finish, say 9th or something, they play Europa automatically because they won Europa, right? And then the teams supposed to play Europa in the 2, like 5 and 6 and 7 play Europa, so there is space for 8 and 9, and that's for Conference League. And now, if Man United finishes, let's say, for example, number 12, they go play Champions League because they won the Europa League.
I highly doubt that will happen.
Wild shout, but it's possible. It's possible the Premier League can have 11 teams next season in Europe.
I highly doubt that.
But it's a high shot. But I'd love to see Aston Villa win the Champions League.
Chelsea winning the Conference League is very possible.
United winning Europa, very possible.
Hard. Very hard.
Possible.
In the current form, they're playing Lyon in the next one.
The next one.
You think that you can easily knock out Lyon?
Not easily, but they can do it.
But Lyon also can knock out Man U.
It's a 50-50 day. That's what I'm saying. It's possible. The one that's a hard shot. Aston Villa can't win the Champions League. Let me not say can't.
I highly doubt that they will.
I highly doubt it.
Because if PSG comes with the same intensity that they gave to Liverpool, it will be done over 2 days.
Surprise package, Aston Villa wins the Champions League. And we'll talk about this.
I would like to bet on PSG also to win.
I think for me, PSG maybe, but they meet Barcelona and that's where they're gonna go out.
No, they won't meet Barcelona.
I mean, on the other side.
They will meet Real Madrid if Real Madrid passes.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'll check that.
Yeah, they're on the same bracket as Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Yeah. But yeah, that comes to our end of our topic today, guys. Like, thanks for tuning in. Is there anything you want to touch base on?
No, it was good to have you and to speak about football.
Yeah, the host today and my guest today was very political and controversial, as you can tell. Mr. Keenan.
Everything regarded in life is political.
It's very political. This guy just turned football into a political topic.
No,
but you know what? He made some good points, especially about African football, because I don't think if I have anyone here, any of the other guests that are on the line will speak about African football and the passion you show for it. I appreciate that. And I think that as a nation, we need to support more African football. If Orlando Pirates play against Kaizer Chiefs on TV and you can't go to the stadium, or if Pirates, or if Mazembe is playing against Lupopo, or Esperance Tunisia is playing, or Al Ali is playing against Zamalek or something, let's watch those games. Let's encourage the broadcasters to invest more money in allowing people to have access to watching those games.
Because the English fan will watch Coventry.
Because you're gonna watch Coventry in the 3rd division of England because
Why are you watching Coventry?
When the bigger game is Pirates versus Chiefs. So I encourage you guys to please watch African football. I'm gonna try. Well, I watch Pirate games and I watch Mazembe games, but I'll try to watch other African games. But looking forward, discover players, like sometimes you there's. Maybe I should be a scout, man. Maybe I should be a scout, man. At this point now, if I start watching the games now for African games, I should be a scout. But looking forward to the AFCON, and we are switching off the Premier League and La Liga and Champions League when AFCON is around. We are watching the AFCON, and it's gonna be much more better than the previous AFCON. Looking forward to it. But yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. My next guest is probably going to be one of the other guys. We'll touch on other topics, but I enjoyed this episode. And let us know if you guys enjoy this. Let us know what you guys like to touch base on, what we can speak about, what we can add on. We'd love to hear from you. This is the first episode, this is the introduction, and thank you for coming, Kenan.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Peace. Yeah, that was a nice show. Thanks, brother. See, did we die?
No.